WWE wrestlers' photos that shouldn't have been leaked. For many years, WWE wrestlers have somehow been involved in crazy cyber attacks, which eventually led to their private pictures and videos being leaked to the public. We've seen the loudest of them go silent and off the internet for a long time, all due to these crazy scandals, as they face the unfortunate reality of massive personal and professional turmoil. However, sometimes the stars themselves posted what they thought were harmless selfies, only to later regret hitting that upload button. So, today, we're looking into the top 10 times photos of WWE stars that made headlines and shouldn't have ever seen the light of day. But hey, before we jump right into it, why not subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on any of our exciting videos? It won't take up to a second, I promise. Number 10. Let's start with a controversy surrounding Paige. Talk about a real-life nightmare. Paige's private photos and videos were leaked in March of 2017, and it couldn't have come at a worse time for her. She was only 19 years old, battling substance abuse, and already struggling with her mental health. The leaked material didn't just involve her. It also featured former WWE wrestler Brad Maddox and WWE superstar Xavier Woods. When the videos went viral, it seemed like Paige's whole world came crashing down. In one interview, she recalled finding out about the leak and being so overwhelmed that she ran out of her house and hid in a bush. She felt like she couldn't show her face in public, terrified that everyone knew about her personal life. Paige even admitted that she had suicidal thoughts during this time because the shame was so intense. The situation was so serious that Paige's parents publicly expressed concern for their daughter's well-being. Her father, Ricky Knight, begged people to give her space, while her mother, Soraya Knight, posted a heartbreaking message about how the scandal had devastated their family. In a raw moment of honesty, Paige later revealed that her dad's support was what ultimately helped her get through it. When she spoke to him, expecting him to be disappointed, he reassured her that no matter what, he was still proud of her. That conversation was a turning point for Paige, who slowly began to rebuild her life. Years later, Paige reflected on the scandal with a mix of regret and resilience. She openly admitted it was one of the darkest periods of her life, but in true Paige fashion, she bounced back stronger than ever. Number 9. Now, let's move away from Paige for a minute and not forget Xavier Woods, who also found himself wrapped up in this scandal. While his career didn't take the same kind of hit Paige's did, there was still plenty of talk about his involvement. During a WWE event, The New Day made a cheeky reference to the leak, with Woods addressing it in a way that lightened the mood a bit among fans and within the wrestling community. Their approach was masterful in its own right, designed to deflect the heat without igniting further issues. However, this slight nod wasn't enough to fully address the gravity of the situation, particularly considering the significant personal and professional toll it took on his fellow superstar, Paige. The leaked content involving Xavier Woods was part of a broader scandal that had significant repercussions. While Paige faced immense backlash and personal distress, the scandal didn't spare Woods either. The leaked videos not only invaded his privacy, but also threatened to overshadow his success and momentum with the New Day. Woods, known for his charisma and positive energy, found himself in a risky position where he had to navigate the fallout, while continuing to maintain his public persona and professional path. In the aftermath, Woods and the New Day continued to push forward, using their platform to stay positive and supportive of each other. Despite the discomfort and awkwardness surrounding the leaked content, Woods' ability to handle the situation with a level head and professionalism helped reduce some of the potential damage. It's worth noting that the wrestling world, with its intense scrutiny and rapid news cycle, can often magnify such incidents. Number 8. But there is Maddox too, let's not skip that. As for Brad Maddox, although his role in the leaked videos was significant, since leaving WWE in 2015, he's kept a much lower profile, which helped take the radar off him slightly. He stayed relatively silent about the scandal, not making any major public statements. This makes it hard for us to dig even deeper on him. However, for those who followed WWE closely during that time, his involvement was impossible to ignore. Those photos of him were too suggestive to have seen the light of day. Number 7. But if you thought that was wild, the infamous Celebgate, or the Fappening scandal of 2017 took things to a whole new level. This was a massive hacking incident that didn't just affect A-list celebrities, but also hit several WWE superstars, causing absolute chaos. Celeste Bonin, who fans know as Caitlyn, found herself in an extremely vulnerable position when over 24 explicit photos and a couple of personal videos were leaked online. One of the photos even showed Caitlyn wearing a suggestive outfit while addressing an unnamed individual in what appeared to be a private message. To make matters worse, another video followed that reportedly contained nudity. Now, this wasn't the first time Caitlyn had been targeted, and the situation was undeniably distressing for her. Unlike some of the other superstars affected, Caitlyn chose to stay silent, perhaps in an effort to maintain her dignity and avoid further attention. Still, anyone who has followed her career knows that this scandal must have taken a toll on her, both personally and professionally. It's the kind of invasion of privacy no one deserves. Number 6. Another WWE female superstar caught in the wave of the infamous 2017 leaks was none other than Maria Kanellis. Yes, the former WWE diva and fan favorite wasn't just a one-time target. She was hit multiple times by privacy-violating hackers who leaked her private photos across various adult websites throughout that year. It seemed like every time the dust settled, another round of her personal photos would surface. But rather than shying away from the situation, Maria faced it head-on. She took to social media to set the record straight, posting a heartfelt response on her Facebook page that dug into the deeper issues behind such privacy violations. In her post, Maria got real with her fans. She was candid about the fact that the photos were intended for her husband, fellow wrestler Mike Bennett. She didn't try to make excuses or paint them as something they weren't. Instead, she emphasized that these were private, intimate moments shared between her and her partner, nothing forbidden. But what really stood out was Maria's disappointment, not in the photos themselves or that her body was exposed, but in the sheer invasion of privacy and the disturbing lengths people would go to violate someone's trust. She called out the hackers and those who indulge in sharing such content, painting a very sad picture of their lives. Maria also used this moment to talk about bigger issues that go beyond just her personal situation. Body positivity and how society needs to rethink its views on nudity and sexuality. Far from feeling ashamed, she declared that she's always been proud of her body. She wasn't going to let someone else's actions make her feel ashamed. For Maria, the real crime here wasn't her body being out there for the world to see, but the fact that someone decided to violate her privacy and exploit her in such a manner. She made it clear that the photos themselves weren't the problem. It was the people behind the leaks. By the end of her message, Maria wasn't just defending herself. She was taking a stand. She called out the ridiculousness of society's obsession with sexuality, while far more pressing issues like war, discrimination, and inequality seemed to slip under the radar. Number 5. WWE sensation Charlotte Flair was also on the train of the intimate photo leaks of 2017. However, she confirmed that unauthorized personal photos had been stolen from her and circulated online. Understandably, Charlotte did not take the leak lying down. She took to Twitter to demand that her private photos be removed from the internet. Unfortunately for Charlotte, while her demand was clear, removing content from the internet is no simple feat. It's often said that once something is online, it's nearly impossible to erase it completely. So, if you've made it this far, I bet you're having a great time watching this video already. But why haven't you subscribed yet? Smash that button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything on this channel. Done? Brilliant! Now, let's get back into the video. Number 4. While it may look like only female WWE superstars have had their private photos leaked the most, don't be surprised to know that the men have had their own fair share of the whole drama too, and one of the more infamous cases involves none other than Seth Rollins. Back in February 2015, the wrestling world was rocked when Rollins' private photos were leaked all over the internet. This wasn't just a random hacker situation either. Oh no. This scandal was messier than that. It all started when Seth's social media accounts were hacked, and a nude photo of then NXT wrestler Zara Schreiber suddenly appeared on his official Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It didn't take long for things to spiral out of control. Number 3. Now, guess what? Number 4 was for Zara's nude, right? Well, as if that wasn't bad enough, Rollins' fiancée at the time, Leah Schultz, took the drama up a notch by retaliating in the pettiest way possible. she posted nude photos of Seth Rollins on her own social media. Yep, it turned into a full-blown social media scandal that no one could stop talking about. Imagine scrolling through your timeline, only to see one of WWE's biggest stars caught up in such a personal mess. Talk about cringeworthy. Rollins didn't waste time trying to smooth things over, and he quickly issued a public apology on Twitter. However, while it might seem like WWE would have been furious at Rollins for all the bad press, reports suggest they didn't come down too hard on him since it was believed his accounts were hacked. Still, there were rumors that Seth faced a hefty fine, not because of the hacking, but because someone in WWE thought he had made the initial mistake of posting Zara's photo. That being said, the entire situation put WWE on edge. After all, mainstream media outlets picked up the story, turning what could have been a minor incident into a full-blown PR disaster. Number 2. Then, there's the unforgettable drama the WWE's power couple, Lana and Rusev, found themselves in back in 2018. These two found themselves in a hot mess after a set of very racy beach photos hit the internet back in October 2018, causing a stir among their fans and WWE higher-ups. According to Total Divas, their steamy photo shoot wasn't as innocent as they thought, especially in the world of WWE's strict PG-rated image. Mark Carano stated that he wasn't pleased with the buzz they generated online, warning them about the company's standards. However, Lana and Rusev tried to explain that the photos were part of a publicity stunt for an upcoming film, and despite looking like they were completely nude, the couple claimed they weren't. But Carano wasn't buying it, pointing out that they had younger fans following them. They learned the hard way that in WWE, not everything can be excused as a PR stunt. Even though they didn't mean any harm, the whole ordeal showed that not even top stars are safe from WWE's corporate wrath when it comes to keeping the brand squeaky clean. Number 1. In all of this, one of these many dramas cannot go unmentioned, that of Zara Schreiber again. Remember Zara Schreiber, the woman at the heart of the Seth Rollins controversy? Yes, that's correct. Though she didn't get fired over the leaked photos, her WWE career came to an abrupt end just months later, in August 2015. And the reason? Well, let's just say some unsavory Instagram posts from 2012 came back to haunt her. In August of 2015, several highly offensive and inappropriate images she had posted on Instagram back in 2012 resurfaced. These weren't just any regular old posts. We're talking about anti-Semitic, Nazi-themed content. One of the most notorious images was a My Little Pony character, decked out with a Hitler mustache and a swastika armband. WWE, being the PR-conscious company it is, wasted no time in showing her the door. She was swiftly fired, with WWE publicly stating that her offensive remarks and posts were completely unacceptable. And let's be real, this was a PR disaster waiting to happen. Now, what really added fuel to this dumpster fire was Schreiber's initial response when people confronted her about the images. Instead of backing down or apologizing right away, she went on to defend herself, saying something along the lines of, "I like history, and I can post whatever photos I want." But, of course, the backlash was immediate and intense. Fans, wrestlers, and just about everyone with an internet connection were outraged. Her comments, paired with those highly disturbing images, created an absolute storm of controversy, both online and inside WWE. After WWE dropped her, Schreiber finally tried to do some damage control. She issued a public statement, claiming she was heartbroken over losing her dream job, which honestly came across as too little, too late. In her attempt to explain herself, Schreiber tried to distance her posts from any endorsement of Nazi ideology. According to her, it was all just an expression of her interest in history, particularly World War II. But here's where things got even weirder. She tried to justify her actions by mentioning her family's involvement in the White Rose movement, a German resistance group that opposed the Nazis. Of course, she did eventually apologize, admitting that the posts were in poor taste and insensitive, which, yeah, that's putting it mildly. But by then, the damage was done. The public had made up its mind, and her WWE career was all but over. So, there you have it, the unforgettable experiences of WWE wrestlers' photos that shouldn't have made it to the internet, but unfortunately did. However, with so many WWE stars affected by privacy violations over the years, it begs the question, are we all just one hack away from finding ourselves in a similar nightmare? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments section, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you will be among the first to know when we publish next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.